nuclear annihilation was so pervasive that individual Americans honestly thought it was the end of the world as we know it. By and large, these fears subsided after the fall of the Iron Curtain and the rise of the Information Age. However, this threat remains ever present and dare not be taken lightly. Increasingly, some analysts believe that certain terrorist cells may be trying to acquire nuclear weapons. With the prevalence of terrorism today, no country is truly safe. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, the prospect of an all-out nuclear war waned and gave way to the threat of nuclear terrorism. These threats include Soviet suitcase nukes disappearing. Dirty bombs are being built out of old radioactive material. And even the prospect of a hostile government selling nukes to terrorist cells. There are more people who want to harm America than people who drink Pepsi. Thus far, nuclear weapons have only been used twice, when the United States dropped the first nuclear weapons on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. These two attacks gave us a tiny glimpse of what the devastation of a nuclear war would leave behind. Early effects on survivors may develop within several months to several years after the attack. Slow, painful, acute radiation syndrome will begin to spread throughout your body, resulting in epilation, reduction of red blood cells, purpura, nausea, vomiting, and lens cataracts. In the end, the survivors of the single nuclear blast will die from one of several very painful and drawn-out ways. If the attacks increase in frequency as a war moves forward, the survivors will begin to suffer multiple cases of radiation poisoning as fallout spreads. On a world scale, the threat of mutually assured destruction between two powers has prevented an all-out nuclear war. It's a threat that turned world politics into a chessboard. However, terrorist cells do not usually operate as a tactile government, making them harder to threaten with a nuclear strike. On a personal scale, if your family has a plan, you might be able to avoid being caught in the destruction. Always have a plan. Try fleeing the area of attack if warning was given, or seeking adequate shelter to shield you and your family from the blast and fallout. You and your family's planning and prevention are imperative to survival. Just remember, when you feel safe in the information age, a firewall doesn't block radiation.